Now, those people rationally called the police, and our vans get pulled over by a Texas state trooper. He proceeds to get the driver out of the car with guns drawn.
Nice.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Youth Group Chronicles.
Once again.
Welcome back to the show, Pastor Timmy Stearns.
Hey, great to be here, man. Great to be here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you doing this with me. This is a lot of fun. Some of your videos on TikTok, or like the ones that we posted of you, have gotten some pretty good engagement. They must like you or something. Yeah.
Come on, TikTok.
Yeah, come on, TikTok. You're going to be famous, dude.
Hey, that's what I've heard.
People have been emailing in some stories.
Come on, email.
ygchronicles@gmail.com. So we're going to start off with one of those email submissions. Again, if this is your first time coming to the show, this show is about the crazy, hilarious, maybe some fails, the stupid, the wild things that happen at youth group, because
the red flags.
Everyone knows they happen.
They do.
And if you listen back to a few episodes here, you'll realize really quick that maybe your youth group is not the only one, or maybe you'll realize that all the other ones are crazy.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn.
You'll know what not to do.
Literally.
Yes. We're going to kick a story off here again. This is an email submission from Nicholas W.
What up, Nick?
Everything was going as planned during our youth group lock-in. It was a great time until we were in the sanctuary playing a game of hide and seek, and we heard a huge thump come from upstairs in our youth room. With there being kids up there, we pay no mind to the noise, thinking they're just messing around. Then a little bit of time passes, and one of our kids comes out talking about how someone hit their head on a beam that was above the stage in the youth room. So I bolt out of the sanctuary to see this boy walking down the hall toward the foyer with blood pouring down from the top of his head. He says he's okay, but the looks of it say otherwise. One of the other youth pastors, who's a nurse, doctors it up a bit, but says he should really go to the hospital. So here I am at 3 a.m. calling this child's parents, letting them know that I'm taking him to the ER. I met his father there, and surprisingly, he was all right. The kid proceeds to ask me if he can come back to the lock-in after his head is done getting stitched up. I was just in awe that he would want to come back after what just happened.
Wow. That's a testimonial. Put that on
That's
Instagram.
A dedicated kid right there.
Man, kids love our youth group so much. Even when they're getting stitches, they want to come. They want to come back.
That's a great ad for your youth group.
The red flag in that story, in case you guys are wondering, was lock-in. Right there, red flag.
Yeah. I have not heard a good story coming from a lock-in.
Me neither.
Even from when I only went to a couple when I was younger, and I don't know. It just wasn't staying up all night.
Yeah.
Being tired the next day. You're tired of everybody there by 4 a.m. Probably earlier than that.
And it's like you pastors know, it's like they can usually take these kids for roughly 2 hours. What's the thought? Man, these kids I can barely stand for 2 hours. Let's go 20. Let's go not 24, but let's go 12 hours. Let's just do it
through the middle of the night when they should be sleeping.
Yes. And then it's just I remember the day after I went to one, it was just the whole day was weird. It's
messed up. You're
it's 2 in the afternoon, and I'm just dazed. I'm walking around. What's going on? Where am I?
So one of my favorite segments of the show that I think is just going to become a regular at this point is youth ministry fails.
Classic.
I have a ton of stories lined up for this. So the first one is from Chris B. He said, my biggest fail in youth ministry was when I had a young guy try to convince me he could take me in a wrestling match.
That's a classic.
Yeah. We wrestled and all went well until he pantsed me in front of everyone in the youth group.
Yeah, you got you, man.
What an alpha move, bro.
He's you think you can beat me in wrestling? I can beat you in ego. Wham,
Youth pastor pantsed right in front of all the kids.
Yeah.
What a headline. Ben G wrote, my biggest youth ministry fail was when we had hosted a lip sync battle event.
Good.
For the closing song, all the kids went up to the stage for Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. When the chorus dropped, one kid ran off the stage and broke his leg. I was with him overnight in the hospital.
What? He just ran off and
I guess this kid is dedicated to the song Wrecking Ball, apparently. I don't know.
How did it... He just... The leg was broke. That was it. He's just like, he was running, the leg was broken. And
maybe he didn't know the stage was there and just slipped right off. I've seen people do that.
Oh, okay.
Like singers, I've definitely seen that happen. Maybe I'll give the kid the benefit of the doubt of that one.
Maybe he's just not athletic. He's like instantly, the first time he's like ever run in his life, he's just broken leg.
And then he falls off the stage.
Straight to a broken leg instantly.
Oh man. Matt S.
What up, Matt?
He said, my biggest youth ministry fail was doing an illustration on sin. I had 2 glasses of water. One was purified tap water and the other was toilet water. Even though they looked the same on the outside, the contents were obviously very different.
Hallelujah.
I asked a student to drink the clean water and taste that it was indeed good.
Oh no.
And then jokingly, I offered the glass of toilet water to the group expecting everyone to be disgusted.
No, they won't be.
What I didn't expect was for a student to run up, grab the glass, and chug the whole thing.
Yep.
I apologized profusely to his mom, and as far as I know, he turned out fine.
Yep. That's there.
Honestly,
it is,
probably before he realized it was out of his hand.
Yep.
Getting chugged.
Yep. They'll do it. They'll do it. You say, well, they won't do it. They will.
They will. Yes.
They're not going to drink. They will. They're not going to eat this live scorpion I brought first. No, they will. They will. I have a terrible story about disgusting water. We played this game at youth camp. If you have a queasy stomach, just skip. Hit the skip button for it. Play this terrible game at youth camp where there's like, first they do bobbing for apples or something, and then after they do that, they go like the same pool. They put a bunch of gummy worms in there, and like with your feet, like pick out the gummy worms, and there's a lot of other stuff. This is youth camp. They're sweaty. We're in New Mexico, and it's over, right? And I'm helping out at the camp. And they're like, all right, we gotta empty this pool. And it's like, it's an inflatable pool, so you can't just like pick it up and take it out. Right. It's gonna fall apart. They put a hose in it, and they take the hose outside, and they're like, all right, somebody's got to siphon it. And it's like me and like 2 girls, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do like they don't even know how, and I'm like, I've never done it before. I'm like, so I'm asking this other guy, the youth leader. He's like, I'm not doing it. He's like, you just gotta. You just gotta siphon it. So like I put the hose up in my mouth. I'm like, what do I do? Like, how do I know what's coming? They're like, you'll just know.
You'll just know.
I do it again. I suck. The last time, bro. The water comes splashing in my mouth. I'm like spitting it out. It worked though. Siphoning works. Nasty. I was so surprised. But yeah, it was disgusting. It was dramatic. So yeah. But honestly, hindsight, should have got a youth kid to do it.
Yes, make the youth kid. They would have. Yeah. Taylor B.
What up, Taylor?
Said, my biggest youth ministry fail was when we played water pong as a game and then had a parent tell people that we were playing beer pong at youth group.
Yeah.
Maybe stay away from water pong. I don't know. Flee all the appearance of evil. I don't
you gotta just redo the whole game. You can do it, but if it's in a triangle, you can't just use different colored cups.
Yes.
Put them in a circle or I don't know. You gotta. If you want to do something like that, you gotta go way different.
Dang. Someone just commented, I tore the arch of my foot in half during youth group.
In half?
How do you... Ooh. They were playing Ultimate Leapfrog. Nope. No, thank you, bro.
Ultimate Leapfrog?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Is it like Ultimate Frisbee?
Oh, maybe. Have you ever... I don't know.
I have no idea.
Leapfrog is where you like jump over the people, right?
Yeah.
Apparently he got hurt doing that.
They said, we do it ultimate.
We did. He was throwing a frisbee while jumping over.
There you go. Or maybe there's like 2 people they're jumping over. I don't know.
Probably. Who knows?
Ultimate leapfrog.
Justin H. said, my biggest youth ministry fail happened as we were driving to camp one year. We had a couple of students in one van think it would be funny to write call 911 and help us and hold those pieces of paper against the windows to people driving by.
Classic.
Now, those people rationally called the police, and our vans get pulled over by a Texas state trooper. He proceeds to get the driver out of the car with guns drawn.
Nice.
After we got it settled, he informed us that they had Interstate Highway 35 lined with police looking for our van.
Oh my gosh. That's awful. Texas. He said out of the car with guns. It's just like, Texas, y'all. It's like some stories just tell you what state they're in.
This is our big break. We're gonna.
Yes.
This is my day. It turns out it's just a bunch of kids being punks in the back seat. Beth White.
What up, Beth?
In our youth pastor's absence, his college-age intern was leading, and he hosted a movie night at our church during a youth service. and showed Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
So many parent phone calls came in after that.
Yeah. No.
Really? I don't...
Dude, no way.
I'm just kidding. Of course you're going to get fair.
I was like, there's no way.
Isn't it like... is it rated R or no?
I don't know. It's Adam Sandler. It's rated...
I feel like
that's what it's rated.
You know,
rated
someone
Adam.
also said on another story I was reading, they said they... I think they watched Click for youth group. Mm-hmm. I think just stay away from Adam Sandler movies. Yeah. I think it's be safe.
If it's not animated, if it's not... If you're not going to be bored watching it, it's probably not safe to watch. Let's just say that.
Dang. So... we have an answer on that ultimate leapfrog.
Okay.
He said, I jumped over 3 guys standing together and landed wrong. Insurance wouldn't cover anything because there was no broken bones.
It's like the thing in New York City where those guys like jump over other guys and they try to get your money. That's what it kind of sounds like.
This reminds me, I don't know if I've told the story. If I did, it was a while ago. When I grew up on a youth camp, and of course we spend, many summers in the gymnasium, and you're kind of like the camp jock at that point because you're the director's kid. Everyone knows who you are. And I was really good on rollerblades.
Of course you are.
I probably couldn't be now, to be honest. And I got this idea. I was like, I could jump over stuff.
Oh, no.
I could probably jump over people if I tried, but I didn't, thankfully. And center court, basically what I did is it was like a big circle. It was like the half court shot, basically. And it was probably like a 6-foot span. And I put one sneaker on one end of the circle and then one sneaker on the other. I mean, this was a pretty large jump. Like looking back, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And in front of like all 120 kids in the gym, like I was jumping over this thing. I did it twice. And by now everyone is like, oh, look at Sam. Look at what he's doing. Like, look how far he's jumping, right? Cool. I was probably like 13. And the third time I jumped too late and my sneaker caught my rollerblade caught the sneaker and I just face planted on the concrete floor, and all you hear is and then everyone's like, oh. It was the most humbling thing I've ever had happen.
The coolest guy at camp, ladies and gentlemen, Sam T. Moss in the building.
Here not anymore. Not after that. The biggest loser at the camp.
He said the rollerblades are behind me now.
I shouldn't have tested my luck. I don't know why I went back for round 3. I already did 2 successful jumps.
Was
I don't know what I was.
Was it the same camp or was it like different weeks of camp?
No, it was the same week of camp, like within a 5-minute span.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I like jumped, circled the gym, jumped again, circled the gym,
the people can't
came
get
back, and
enough
now
of it.
everyone is looking. Game over. Just ate it, bro. Totally ate it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that actually hurt too. Let's see here. Nathan A said, I had a student take a Snapchat in my car, and it looked like I was texting while driving, which I was not. I was later cornered.
Don't believe you.
I was later cornered in a gym locker room by a very angry father who shoved me into a locker and threatened to kill me.
What?
He also promised he would get me fired and that I would never work with kids again. Wow.
Are you okay,
that escalated really quickly. Do you need like therapy, dude?
Seriously, that sounds scary.
I'd be scared for my life, man.
Dang, dog. A gym, what? A gym locker room? Is he a bully or something? What's going on here? He's like, yeah, this worked in high school. It'll probably work for the youth pastor too. It's like, what, dude? Like that's kind of crazy.
Absolutely wild. Christina M said, my biggest youth ministry fail was when I thought I was taking our students to a nice corn maze. It turned out instead to be a haunted maze. My senior pastor's son was chased by a man with a chainsaw.
Classic.
I had teenagers clinging to my arms.
Nice.
And I thought I was going to be fired, but my boss laughed at me and said, every teen needs to be scared a little bit every once in a while. Wish I could have been there to see it. It's a W pastor right there.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Again, you got to proof it. You're going on anything Halloween themed? No, man. The chainsaws, they're in the cornfield.
Yeah, they're waiting for you. Absolutely waiting for you.
Have you heard the ones where like people do like they call like a heaven or hell house or something, or a hell house?
No.
So like churches do this as like an outreach. Or did.
Oh, really?
They did it.
They don't do it anymore.
Yeah. So like they literally make the sanctuary, like kids like walk through it and it's like a haunted house, like scary.
Yeah.
But it's like hell or something. So it's like flames, there's like people screaming and there's like weeping and whatever gnashing of teeth is, it's going on. And it's like people are lit, and at the end they like preach an altar call or something, but it's like, dog, I don't know if that's
it's like our pastor at our church, he likes any opportunity to use, not to straight up cuss, but a word in that that isn't cussing, but it kind of fits. And that would be a perfect example of scaring the literal hell out of someone.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was it. And I think it was like popular in the 90s, maybe early 2000s or something. They're just like, yeah, this is it. This is how we're getting people into the kingdom, man.
Yeah. Oh boy. Joshua S. He said, my biggest youth ministry fail happened during my first few months of being a youth pastor. We had a special youth night at a cabin that one of our older church members owned. The cabin sits on a couple acres of land with trees spread out all around it.
Beautiful.
The cabin was only a few miles down the road from the church, which, as you will see, ended up being a good thing. It was getting dark and we decided to play capture the flag. After a while, it was time to head back to the church, so I yelled for everyone to get in their cars and we headed back. We were standing in the parking lot as parents picked up their kids, and one dad asked me where his daughter was. She was still playing the game, hiding in the woods by the cabin, all alone.
Wow. I
got in my car and flew back over there to find her waiting by the cabin. She spent most of her time thinking she was winning the game. You were. Girl, you were winning the game.
I'm so good at this.
She thankfully was fine.
That's funny. The head count, man.
Yes. These pastors out here losing people.
Literally.
Virgil S.
Virgil, what's up, man?
My biggest youth ministry fail was back in 2013. I took my youth group camping for a fall retreat, and we stayed at the exotic animal park in Tuttle, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yes. The one with Tiger King.
No way.
That's the end of the story. They stayed at his camp. Yeah. They brought their kids to Tiger King's zoo or whatever.
That's
animal
awesome.
park before he was famous.
That's pretty cool. Joe Exotic is out there just in the streets just wrestling tigers, man. Back in 2013, these guys had no idea.
He's out there getting Tiger King's getting wrecked at the chapel service.
Yeah, literally. Was there like a campground there or something? Or
I guess.
like
Let's see. So he
there?
says, I took my youth camping so they just went to a campground, I guess, for fall retreat and stayed at the exotic animal park in Tuttle, Oklahoma, the one with Tiger King. Wow, that's a crazy story.
That's cool.
Funny. All right, one last story here. Charles B. said, my biggest fail in youth ministry was when I took my youth group to a different church on Sunday. One of my youth boys had asked if we could go there because he wanted to see the girl that he liked. Yeah, bro, we'll go visit another church. Yeah,
let's just do it, man.
Youth group activity.
Yeah, fun, dude. Community connection.
Can you imagine, like, let's just say it's not like a big church, and they're all just like, wow, we had 6 boys come in, like, our youth group's gonna explode, this is awesome. No, we're just visiting because there's a girl that our kid likes. We're not coming next week.
I wonder if they knew that like beforehand. I hope they didn't know beforehand.
I feel like he knew beforehand.
Nah, dude, that's a little jacked up. I'm not gonna lie. If that's true,
why else would he go?
No, like the kid, but like the youth pastor.
No, that's what I'm saying. I bet the youth pastor knew.
Nah, bro.
Nah. Because how else would that conversation go? Hey, could we just like take our youth group, our small group to this church this week?
I mean, you could swing it. Unity. I've heard of that, just
okay.
Fair. We want to connect. Maybe there's some youth kids there we can invite. If I'm a hungry youth pastor, heck yeah, I'm doing that. It's like, yeah, why not? Maybe they don't have a youth group. Okay. No way, dude. If this guy knew, he went there to see a girl and he's like, yeah, man, this seems right to do.
Take this scenario though. Imagine the youth pastor or leader, whoever it is like not struggling to connect with the boys, but it's just like wants to be like that guy that was like really stepped out for his kid, cool guy. And connect. Not even like the cool, but like, wow, I remember my pastor did this for me back in the day, and it like changed their life. I wonder if that was like the thought process too, because maybe that's it.
Maybe there's better ways. So. Maybe there's a better way to connect.
You might be right, dude.
I don't know. Maybe we'll play Monopoly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Youth Group Chronicles. Like I said it a few times in the podcast. Email your stories to us, ygchronicles@gmail.com. We want to feature you on this show. We would love to hear what you have going on, and let us learn from some mistakes.
Please,
we want to hear those.
Us.
Check us out on TikTok, and then check out our Instagram as well, which is Youth Group Chronicles. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks, Pastor Tim.
Yes, thanks for having me.